Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Next on Deck. It's me, Reggie, joined, of course, by my favorite co-host, the forever Intercontinental Champion. He is our current Are You Fucking Serious Quiz Champion, the Matty Reigns himself. What's going on, Matt?
What is up, everybody? I'm reporting to y'all live from the brewery. I didn't want to go home just yet because the weather is simply it's delightful. It's 77 degrees. So that's about it. Still on 180% degrees. The opposite of last Tuesday. Still feeling good. And I'm here drinking on some Kentucky Common, a beer that is literally this special to Kentucky. So, $4 a pour, and I'm enjoying that. Ready to talk some NXT and a little bit of Raw because Raw is Raw.
Yeah. Raw was fine.
Literally, It was a 3-hour show, and that was it. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was Raw.
It was just Raw.
Right.
That's all we had. Which is, weird for them recently. They've been having a lot of great shows.
Like the whole 3 hours, I kept saying, like, okay, something's gonna happen. Is something gonna happen? Oh, nothing's gonna happen. Okay, this is just one of those type of shows. All right, cool.
Yeah. Just it felt like like we had a report recently, like Dynamite, the majority of their roster didn't get there because of like travel issues. That's kind of what it felt like last night. Whereas like either people are not getting here when they're supposed to, or I don't know. Like I kind of figured the Judgment Day would be involved in more stuff than they were last night. We got like 2 little tape segments, and then we got the non-match that happened, and then that was it.
Right.
That was it. Like, all right, okay.
Like usually when you see like the rundown hours before the show starts, you'll get a surprise. Nope, there were no surprises. They're like, this is the rundown, and this is what you're getting. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. But yeah,
it was a decent show.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like compared to like the worst that we've seen in the past 10 years, it was fine. It was okay.
It wasn't just Vince's Raw after Mania.
God no. Ugh. Yeah, wasn't that bad. What's going on, folks? In the chat, we got Cookies, the King of Dangling. What's going on, brother? Kanisha, what's up? Oh man, all right. Be safe out there, Kanisha. Be safe.
You can always watch us back. These episodes you do there.
Absolutely. Cookie says, "Get drunk, man."
Hey, $4 a pour. Like the Kentucky Common it's not one of my favorite beers, but it's cool. They're serving it in a Kentucky Derby glass. I started off with 1984, then I went to 1987. Then my third beer is 1984 again. So I'm hoping for my fourth beer, I don't get 1984. When I looked up, I was like, damn, 84 again?
Oh, fingers crossed. Let's get into Raw. So last night starts off Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes out, gets a pretty big pop. Says he's going to go to, Berlin, drop Gunther with an RKO. Last week, Gunther made it personal, which is why he dropped him, because he talked about his dad and his grandfather. Gunther comes out, and, they kind of get heated, and they're about to throw down, and that's when Ludwig Kaiser shows up, takes out Randy's leg, and that's kind of the story of these 2 Orton segments between this and the last match. They were targeting Randy Orton's left leg. That's going to be the thing that Gunther goes for, because that's kind of what Ludwig does. He always goes for the leg, like a dick.
Because he's trying to be everything short of the other N-word.
Yeah. More or less. Yeah.
He's trying to be everything short of that other. Of that scary N-word. The even scarier N-word.
So after the attack, we get told later that Kaiser and Randy are going to have a match. And then we get Sheamus and Pete Dunne. And Matt, Was that anyone thinking that Pete Dunne was going to win this? You know, announced it last week?
I was so sure Pete Dunne was gonna win. I'm like, well, he has a match on Tuesday. Like, as a little small NXT preview, we already know he's gonna be at a match tonight for the number one contendership. So I'm like, he's not winning Tuesday. At least let this man beat Sheamus or something. But even when I thought about that, Sheamus can't really afford a loss. Pete Dunne can't really afford a loss. So Triple H essentially booked himself into a corner. Because neither one of them needed that loss.
And you mentioned in our chat last night, he does that again later on on Raw.
Right.
And it's starting to become a kind of a thing with Triple H's booking where, like, he books people that both desperately need to win or cannot afford a loss against each other. And I guess maybe it makes it more tough to call, but also is like, I feel like people's momentum is getting stalled out.
That's exactly it. It's like you just spent all these weeks establishing the fact, and Cookies hit the nail on the head right before we even thought about it. Okay, Pete Dunne is mad because you called him good. That's essentially the story. You've built, with all these weeks building up Pete Dunne, but then you've had Pete Dunne just randomly showing up in NXT, so it's like, what do you want him to do? Is he going to be a nuisance in NXT or is he going to be a nuisance in the main roster? Because he can't be a nuisance on both. He has to have a purpose, and having him lose like he did last night is serving no purpose. Because he's going to lose the trick. We know he's already beat Trick, so he's going to lose the trick. He's already lost the Sheamus. What is all this losing? All this losing is doing nothing but making us look at him. He's essentially going to become another Chad Gable. Just like we look at Chad Gable. Chad Gable was great. But now look at him. He's stepping in white. Like, he went from Intercontinental title picture to you're stuck in the white suit. Now you're fighting Uncle Howdy.
As like, you know, what the fuck? And again, you know, Chad and his group don't need to lose because they just came together. But the Wyatts can't be losing matches. So like, what are we doing? You got to give these guys something. You know,
like there are squash teams, there are talents that can be used as enhancement for this exact reason, instead of using the people that are all basically in the same range. Like, you're essentially, what he's doing is like you got two C plus talent, and he's trying to make one a B, but all you're doing is destroying one and making it a C, and the other one is becoming a B. Like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't just, like, especially with things like this, bring up an NXT tag team to just take a loss. You know, like they can take a loss in the main roster. Yeah.
Like, there's no reason, because even last night, the New Day and Odyssey Jones versus the Final Testament. Both of those teams really win. Yeah. Like, I watched that whole match, and I'm like, I don't really want. Like, I like this match, but I don't really want it because I really need both of y'all to be doing the damn thing. Like, if y'all are the Final Testament, y'all need to be coming up with a reason as to why we should hear this. New Day doesn't need all that. Y'all are just a vehicle to get Odyssey Jones over. I guess, take that for what you will.
That's working. I guess it's working. Yeah. Sheamus and Pete Dunne ends in a pretty interesting way. So Pete's going after the hand. You know, the hand is all bandaged up. It has so much wrap on it. You'd think it was a cast. And you know, Pete works over it the whole match, and then he sticks it in the second turnbuckle pad to like trap Sheamus there. That's okay. That's interesting. That's different. And then Sheamus mans out of that shit, rips it off the turnbuckle, throws it, and then kicks Pete in the face. Okay, all right, that's cool.
That was a good ass ending. If that, like, Steven Seagal would have worked that. That was definitely a type of Steven Seagal. All he needed was like a corny ass joke at the end of it.
Bruiserweight, I guess you're dead weight.
Right.
It was a good match. It was good. It's just like you said, like, what the fuck? Why are we? And that is continued throughout the show. Backstage, Xavier Woods and Kofi are in the locker room. Odyssey walks off, and Woods finally, Matt, was finally asked the question.
That
He's
was
like,
honestly the best part of the show, where they
it
finally were
was.
like, you know what, we're listening to y'all, and we understand why you're.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about it. So Woods says, I feel like, are you trying to replace Big E? Like, I feel like you're trying to replace E. And everybody watching was like, thank you.
Thank you.
That's exactly, that's what we needed to be discussing. And Kofi says, no, man, no. It's just, remember how tough it was for us? He's big. We can call him Big O. It's not the same. He's the Kroger brand.
I'm just glad Triple H, like the whole thing going into the weekend, Triple H is essentially on social media. He's on Twitter when we're talking our shit. So last night was basically him just saying, I hear the shit y'all been talking. He is not going to be the new Big E, even though I think he is going to be the new Big E.
And look, let's
Tell
be honest,
us that
guys.
all you want, Triple H. He's big, he's black, and his name is Odyssey. Big E's name was Etor. We didn't want to say neither one of those, so we just said E, and now he's gonna probably be O.
Oh, can't call him OJ,
Right.
so yeah, I guess it's gonna be Big O. The first thing I see when I get home is this honky ass turkey drinking out the mug the wrong way. I feel like this is this is an issue, Batty, you're gonna have to get over by yourself. Like this, me doing this is not going away. It's not happening.
Right.
So you're gonna have to just deal with it. Not the Krogers. Yeah. So they come out, they do their match. This is a little bit later on, but let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and talk about it. And Kofi's getting his ass whooped. First off, Woods starts the match off with Karrion Kross, and then Kofi blind tags Woods on the back, and Woods looks over like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Kofi got in, and then Kofi's getting his ass beat for 15 minutes. He drags himself over to the corner, and Woods is there fighting for it. Odyssey pops up at the last second, and Kofi chooses Odyssey, tags him, and we get the greatest image of the night, which was Woods just going, like, what the fuck are you doing? What was that?
He's like, you stole my hot tag. It's like, I hate this so much because we haven't had to go through this in essentially what 10 plus years with New Day, where they had to work out the kinks, and then we're seeing them become a world order unit, and then on top of that, we're used to Big E. So now we're just like, who is this man? We like you, obviously, but we understand what you're doing, but at the same time, you're not Big E. You want Big E. Like, we want to see Big E. Even and on top of that, Drew McIntyre even made it worse with the whole thing over the weekend with everybody saying, like, oh, we're holding out, we're crossing our fingers. We want the stem cells to reactivate everything in your neck. It's like, dude, y'all are putting Odyssey in an unfortunate position of being hated when he's not even doing anything wrong.
Yeah. That's the thing is, like, it's not Odyssey's fault.
We don't want to hate them. It's just like, you're not Big E.
It's them.
E.
They are pushing it on them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. And I feel bad for him. I do. Because they're absolutely setting him up for failure. So here's what we're talking about. Kofi fighting for the tag. Woods is there. Odyssey finally gets up. And now you could say there's a face. You could say Odyssey was closer, easier for Kofi to get to the tag, right?
Right.
But, and you know what's weird about the story is, like, it sucks because, like, neither one of these teams need to be losing. It kind of feels like we're stalling out. But finally, since Odyssey's joined New Day for, like, these past few Raws, the Karrion Kross Woods stuff is starting to, like, oh, that's kind of, maybe he's got a point. Because this whole match was Woods being like, what the fuck is happening?
And even after the match ended up, and Boss Man brought it up too, he was like, if they still have him turned, After all of this, that's going to be so stupid. And I instantly agreed. It's like, if we were going to have to do a heel turn, do it last night with those wins. Now everybody was like, we didn't want to see it happen, but we were ready to see it happen. Now, we've essentially said, all right, psych, they're going to be A-okay. If somebody turns heel in this process now, we're probably, I'm really confident everybody's going to be pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you turning somebody heel now?
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely missed the peak to do this months ago. And I keep saying, like, maybe it's going to be Odyssey turning. You know, maybe Odyssey turns on him. But then, like, why would you do that if he's getting over as a big face for everybody? Michael Cole said something last night, by the way. I just wanted to mention this before I forget. Talking about Bronson Reed and how, like, Bronson Reed's been injuring people. And Cole says, well, you know, we would suspend him, but fans love to see him. Like, what?
He got to be suspended. That is, the NBA don't play that. They ain't going to be like, well, you know what? Everybody loves LeBron. So we're not going to suspend him. We're going to be like, yeah, suspension. They don't give a damn who you are. Suspension.
That's like that stuff you see in like sports movies where it's like them talking about, oh, you know, we can't suspend the guy. He brings in the most tickets. Like, but in in reality, especially now, it's like that doesn't happen. You will get suspended.
They do not give two shits how important you are to the team. If you broke a rule, you got to pay. You have to suffer. You have to face the consequences. Hey, you think they told Michael Vick, oh, you know what? We'll just ignore that dogfight and stuff. You can come on back. No.
Yeah, he had a whole dogfighting ring at his mansion. But, you know, we saw a lot of jerseys. Like, no, that's not how that goes.
Bronson Reed is so popular with the fans. He killed your first world heavyweight champion in Seth Rollins. He has killed a national treasure in R-Truth.
The spirit of this company, damn it, R-Truth. You telling me people, our fans are picking Bronson Reed over R-Truth? I don't think so.
Hey, come on now. He's so popular with the fans. He's a heel, first of all. How is he a fan? How is he popular with the fans? He's supposed to be bad. He ain't Randy Orton.
It doesn't make too much sense. It really doesn't.
Triple H, we're paying attention. You can't bullshit us. We are paying attention.
It's like back when Vince used to just like try to make us forget things were happening the week before.
Yeah.
Like, no, we know what you ignoring us being confused doesn't mean it's not confusing. Like, it just anyway, let's try to run through the rest of it. This part sucked. Maxine Dupree and Ivy Now. Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree. Was it even a minute? Was it even a minute long? Like, it was not.
I don't understand. That's another. I hated that part, and it's like you said, it's straight up sad. There was no reason. If you're gonna have that segment, there's no point in having a match. That could have been a brawl. That could have just been anything. That didn't need to be a sanctioned match for them to interfere. That's where they fucked up on.
Yeah, but you can have like American Made and Alpha Academy in the ring arguing about things, and then something happens.
Like, there was no reason for them to have a whole match. Because even when we saw the match, like, someone said announced the match, we said, oh, okay. And then we saw the White Six stuff, we're all right. Well, we know the White Six are going to come after Ivy, so there's really nothing for us to wait on. And then it's like, oh, we're going to have a match. Wow. We've already seen the White Six say they're going after her, saying it was the last king. It was no point in having that. Just let your social media do the stuff it needs to do so you don't have to have an unnecessary segment on Raw.
Yeah. We've talked before about like things can be predictable and still be fun. That was something that was just predictable and like, I don't even want to waste the time to get here. Let's just hurry this up.
It's like you already told us at like 4:00 in the afternoon that Ivy was going to get got. So why are we having a match when we already know she's about to get got?
And man, like not even just that, like they didn't even discuss it when the American Made was backstage. Like they didn't even hint like, they're looking for a new like person to go after. Why would Chad Gable not be like, oh, I've cracked the code? Like that's been his whole thing for the past few weeks. So you tell me Chad Gable didn't see that tweet?
And even at this point now, it's like y'all have been interrupted by them multiple times now. When y'all hear that, just run. Like Maxine did.
Yeah, Maxine got the hell out. Jey Uso leaves.
Everybody else has common sense, but as soon as they all align together, they become idiots. Ivy included. And her stupid self is going to claim for Kenny's delight that I'm a pit bull. That's literally how she said it. I was like, yeah, I'm not scared of you. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a I think was it you that shared that video of them going backstage asking if anybody watches Love Island?
Oh yeah, you shared that. You shared
it was me.
Yeah, you shared it earlier. I hadn't even seen the extended one. I had only seen Seth's reaction. So when you shared it, I was like, oh, it's a whole video.
Yeah, and then at the end, Woods is like, this, and then like Jackie Redmond like mentions like, oh, the lights is flickered. It must be the Wyatts. And Woods says, oh, I gotta go, and he immediately leaves camera. It's like that should be everybody's reaction.
Because I watched that video and I heard the little piano tune. I was like, the Wyatts are coming out at some point while she's asking this stupid question. I'm not worried about no Love Island. I'm running like Woods is. Like, oh, don't.
I think it's crazy how like people that have never been touched by the White Six run the second that theme hits or the second someone mentions them. But the people that have been attacked by the Wyatts repeatedly stand in that ring and just wait for it to happen.
Right.
I hate to complain about it because again I love the Wyatts and it's just like y'all got to at least make American Made seem a little bit smarter than this. They can't be this stupid.
I got two wishes since we know Triple H is on social media. We know he be on Twitter. First wish, I need, because I said it this morning, I need Bronson. Triple threat for IC title. The most overused first name in the country. And if y'all ain't never noticed that, I'm saying it right now. On Monday Night Raw, we have Bronson Reed, we have Braun Strowman, and we have Braun Breaker. Last time I checked, they are all called Braun. I need Braun. Just like Tony. I need that. Then I need the second thing. I forgot the next one. But that definitely, that Bronson, I need that. Because I noticed that instant. I said, why do we have 3 people on the roster? And they're not even on second shows. They're all on Mondays. Bronson.
You had said that like last year when Bronson returned and Braun was back. You're like, wait, hold on, Braun? And then Braun was in NXT. Like, how many Brauns we got? Are they going to change it? Nope, they didn't change his name. They're all Brauns.
Like,
and we're getting there because on this show, Bronson faces Miz, and real quick, we're just going to go see what happens at the end. But I want to mention what Miz does beforehand. At the end of the match, he goes to do another tsunami, and then Braun Strowman's music hits. So you're close. We're almost there. We're right there, Matt. We're right there.
Because at this point, I'm like, Triple H, or whoever comes up with the name. Vince was he was a stickler on making sure people didn't have like repetitive names. And me, I'm like, all right, we got a Braun. All right, cool. Wait, we got Bronson? All right, cool. Braun Breaker? What? Like, Triple H, are you a LeBron James fan? Like, I like LeBron James, but y'all, like, LeBron was not a name until that man was born. So why are all these Braun? We got Braun, like, ooh, he's strong. BR8, like that Braun. But the other ones are the straight rip-offs. You got Bronson, that's a real name. Like, I know Bronson Pinchot from Perfect Strangers, but come on now. Triple H, find me name. I remember the second. I need American Made to come out to Hulk Hogan, WCW. I
Yes.
just need them to say, I just need that American Made just one time. Because I say it every time they come out.
I can't stop thinking about it whenever, because last time when Gable was like, "What are we? Where are we made? American made," and that's exactly what's playing in my head. I
I'm
was
like, y'all can
need
like, all they really need is just like that 5. I say it every time they come out. That's literally all they need. Just have them come out to it saying American Made from WCW, and then put up the Def Rebel. I don't even care what they do after that. I just want to hear American Made.
it would honestly, it would pop me. So honestly, I would start cheering for him. That would turn them faces for me. I'll be honest.
Because to me, it's like if you hear American Made, and then some other music comes on, I'll be like, hey, I'm with that.
That's cool. We don't have to hear the rest of that song. Just ass. Oh God. But Miz before that match is talking. He's there's like, yeah, Braun's in a no DQ match tonight, and that it wasn't announced on their website before Raw happened. So we're like, wait, who is he facing? And then we see Miz backstage, like, oh my God, oh my, why? And then Adam Pearce walks up, GM of Raw, Adam Pearce, and he says, Are you sure about this? And Miz looks at him, and this is like Miz's new shtick. He looks at it and goes, No, I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure about this at all. Why would I want to do this? And Pierce goes, I thought about suspending Braun. He doesn't care if I cut his pay. And he goes, yes, you should suspend Braun. And you need to ban the tsunami. Like, Miz is the only person back there that has any common sense.
Miz has common sense in the year 2024 after all the conniving and everything. He's like, suspend him and ban the move. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Like, I love this. As much as we complain about some of the stuff that Triple H does, it's essentially us writing. Triple H is basically throwing it out the window. Like, you know what? I'm not going to disrespect y'all. I know y'all have common sense, and Miz is that. Miz is essentially that. Like, no, Adam Pearce, stop. He doesn't care about money. Ban the move. Well, I don't know. I don't really know. Ban the move. Like, ban the move, dude.
All we need now is like the SmackDown version, because Raw has the Miz, NXT has Ava, the GM, being like, why are we doing this? Why? Yeah, this is ridiculous. Like, she just gets so frustrated. We need someone on SmackDown to do that, so we can just have that little trifecta.
Because, like, Miz literally just walked in. He's like, what's the problem, Mr. Pierce? Oh, I don't know what to do about Bronson. What?
Suspend him.
Suspend him. He killed my friend.
he killed Seth Rollins. He killed my best friend. And he even says, look, I don't have a lot of friends in this business. And Pierce goes, yeah, I know.
But you let him kill one of mine.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to, he's going to kill me, but I can't let him just do that, the truth. But I could not stop laughing.
Last night, I wondered that. I was like, why are we having a no DQ match? He's already killed people.
Because he beat Miz last week anyway.
Yeah, I was like, how is Miz alive again if R-Truth died? And I was like, you know what, Matt, you're thinking too much. Just wild. I was, because I was like, didn't Miz die against him last week? And then R-Truth, like, took the death? I was like, yeah, okay. Why are they fighting again? I don't know.
Yeah. That was one of the things where we're like, is everybody here for this show? Like, did somebody miss their plane? Because this didn't really make any sense. But at least Miz made it funny. Like, at least Miz took his time, had fun with it. We did get Punk and Priest. Punk comes out with the strap over his neck, and he goes, yeah, I met talks about a fan that he met over the weekend that beat cancer. And he says how much he loves the fans. Like, what a hot streak because of you. Because Punk, for some reason, now is the, like, carry the flag, kiss the ass thing.
We've already discussed it many months ago, and I already know. I've already come to terms with it. That man, unfortunately, that man's about to take over NXT. He's about to take over my show. I'm not happy,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we will see.
They're gonna bring Sean up to run Fridays instead. Like, all right, now we gotta deal with that.
Like, they have already put the writing on the wall that Shawn Michaels is not going to be there that much longer, because NXT always goes through cycles. It was Triple H's, but before Triple H, remember, we said it. At one point, we had like JBL was commissioner.
Yeah, JBL was commissioned for like 6 months.
Yeah, like we're not slowly but surely, we're going to get to that point where Ava is the GM. And CM Punk is going to start having more and more power. And we're like, why is CM Punk in NXT? He is semi-retired, essentially. He is going to slowly but surely. He's learning the ropes from HBK, but I'll give it 10 years. Phil Brooks is going to be running NXT.
I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if because he clearly still loves this stuff. So like I guess his next move after retirement would be to like, hey, help the next generation. And I guess we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
It'll be him, Cora, and Roxanne. Especially Cora. She keeps tearing her ACLs the way she is.
Cora has to restart every 8 months. Yeah, JBL ran NXT. That was like, I think that was around the time that they crowned their first women's champion.
Yeah.
Was when JBL was there.
Because even when he was the NXT commissioner, I was like, why is this super rich dude wanting to be bothered?
How much are they paying you?
I couldn't take it seriously. You're too rich to be here. Why are you here?
Punk pulls out a handful of bracelets that he got over the weekend, I guess, or maybe throughout his career. And somehow all these bracelets mean a lot to him. And he says, you know what? It might be a Taylor Swift thing. Maybe I'm Taylor Swift for men. Which one I guess was the line of the night.
He really is. Someone on Twitter had said that many years ago. They said he was basically the Taylor Swift for men. He ain't my Taylor Swift because I don't give a damn about him. But the way I've seen people act when he came back to AEW, that dude crying in the crowd about it, all that, he's definitely the Taylor Swift for men. He's love him or hate him, he's divisive. He's always there. And so yeah, he is the Taylor Swift for men.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew comes out. They talk kind of more the same that we've seen over the past few weeks. But we're getting a strap match. We're getting a strap match at Bash in Berlin between them. So the strap match, I remember it as now. Originally, it's like there are 4 corners. You got to touch all 4 corners in a row to win. And last night I was like, wait, if your opponent touches a corner after you touch it, does it reset like that corner, or do you both? Because I remember sometimes they have 2 lights, and sometimes it's just 1 light.
Yeah, some of them are. If it's a strap match, it's the first to hit all 4 corners. But then I've seen the other ones where it's like, all right, the first to 4. But if your opponent touches that corner, then you lose it. Like I've seen it like that too. I guess we'll just be in for a surprise with you at Berlin because we had already said before the match, we said it on the preview yesterday. Oh, they're gonna fight at Berlin. It's probably gonna be a strap match. So when it happened, I was just like, all right, cool.
The previous show we did last week, that's what we said. Like, oh, he whipped him with a belt. Strap match. Gotta be a strap match.
It's like, and essentially, even when you brought up the rules, I honestly completely forgot about strap matches. Like 1999, 2000, we used to see those type of matches, and then Elimination Chamber and everything else got invented, and they just said, fuck it. So we are definitely going to be in for a surprise when we watch it, because I can't even remember the last time I watched a strap match.
But also, there's a strap match where you just tied to your opponent, and there's no corners. Because that's what we got. That's what we got in NXT with Eddie Thorpe and Dijak.
Yeah, those are the strap matches I'm used to. The ones where they have to touch a corner are so stupid to me. Because I'm like, The only time that has ever been cool, I think that was Eddie Guerrero and JBL when they had to deal with that. But
Yeah,
essentially, like the rest of them are just fucking.
that one, and honestly, it's not the JBL one, but like the one that I remember when I first think of strap matches is JBL and Batista, where
Yeah,
Batista
that's
decided to like he like wrapped the thing around JBL's throat and carried him on his back. So he
yeah.
was touching the corners, and JBL would like touch a corner as he passed him, but he's like unconscious. I remember that, but I also remember, just these other way to do the rules. I don't know, man. I
That's why I
guess it's
said
because we
we're
don't.
gonna be in for a surprise.
Yeah, pretty much. Because like it's a step that's so rarely used that they can give us any rules. We're like, all right, that's what we're doing. All right, cool.
And knowing Triple H, he gonna come up with some new shit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He gonna be like, whip your opponent with the strap, and then hop on one leg and rub your belly.
the first person to whip their opponent on every extremity wins. All right, I guess. Sure. Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio the match didn't even happen. It became just a brawl.
That was so dumb. I was like, y'all could have just had a brawl. There was no point in us like setting up
exactly. You could have had Priest and Rhea in the ring and just talking, and then they come out and attack. And
yeah,
it did feel a little clunky. The end of it is Rhea's trying to slam Dom into the table with the Riptide. Liv comes out of the nowhere, hits her with a chair, and then Judgment Day holds Priest on the ropes while Liv whoops Rhea's ass.
Right.
Which is like, why is Liv beating the shit out of Rhea Ripley? Even if she got a chair shot on her, like she's doing this by herself.
Like a lot of that, I was just like, all right, it's always them, and you brought up a good point because I was kind of wondering, like, too. So everybody in the New Judgment Day, how is this one woman getting destroyed? Like, yeah, you threw her into the ring post, but she's still really Ripley. Like, she should be destroyed after that. But, it is what it is. Like again, we already know we're gonna get a mixed tag match at that.
Yeah, I guess we're just they had to get them a win at some point. So I guess that was last night.
They had to make them look formidable. But the Terror Twins are definitely winning in that match.
Oh my god, they're gonna beat the shit out of them. They're gonna kill them. We had the women's tag title match with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire against Holy Union. Defending against Pure Fusion Collective and Damage Control, and
that match was not good either.
it was clunky. It started out with like no tag rules, and then halfway through there were tag rules, and then the end of it there was no tag rules. It was choppy, and it just
kind of. When they announced it, I completely forgot about that match as the night progressed. So when they were like, "All right, it's time for the women's tag title," oh. This is a match? Oh, okay. Y'all have not. All the work that Jade and Bianca did on building those titles up has essentially been undone and it's no one's fault but Triple H's and WWE's because they undid everything by not promoting them, by not having them defend those titles. They did a 180 as soon as they got those belts on them, and now it's back to why should we care about that? Why should we care about these belts? And we knew they were going to win last night because Jade and Bianca had already said it. They were like, oh, y'all won? All right. We just waiting on y'all to win because we want to take those belts off of y'all. All right, cool. Y'all already spoiled the match.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. So, the champs retain. Kyrie goes to the insane elbow. Shanna counters into the Kirifuda clutch. And while she's holding Kyrie down, I think Isla does like her backstabber, and then Swanton.
They have a cold ass finisher, but because we don't see them often, as we don't see them often, we don't know that the finisher is cool. We don't know anything about them. Like essentially, and you'll probably agree with me. Since they've won those titles, this is basically as if they're a brand new tag team. When they won, what was it, Clash of the Castle? It seems like we're still at Clash of the Castle. Like, as far as I was concerned, last night was the night after Clash of the Castle.
we went back and looked at how many matches they've had since winning the belts, and it's like you can count them on one hand and still have fingers left.
Yeah,
Like it's
they still treat them as if they literally still treat them as if they're the new champions. It's like we had multiple pay-per-views. They're not new.
they've already beaten like several teams at this point. What do we do? Yeah, so yeah, it's just this is clearly their weak point. This women's tag division is just the talent's there. They need to do better. The last match of the night was Orton and Ludwig Kaiser. It was solid. You know, it was all right.
Yeah. You knew who was gonna win as soon as it was announced. RKO out of nowhere.
After the match, Orton and Gunther get in a fight, and USA Network cuts the show off early again.
I thought I was imagining things last night because I was like, they're still talking, and then out of nowhere, it was time for that. I didn't even watch that show as much as I talked shit last week. Oh, if I watched it, I was right to bed because that 3 hours was all of 3 hours last night. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing super bad. All I can essentially talk that up to is you agree with me. That's USA being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Petty,
USA.
petty as hell.
They're being petty as hell, and on top, and even then, it's so confusing with the way they're going about this because it's like, yeah, you're losing Raw. You advertise all throughout the 3 hours that you're getting SmackDown. So why are you fucking over one show when you're essentially still getting a show? You're just not getting Mondays. You're getting Roman Reigns. I don't even know why y'all mad. Y'all getting a show that got Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you're getting Roman and Cody. Like you're getting the bigger stars. You're getting the show that does bigger numbers.
Like you're literally getting, in my opinion, like, as much as they love to call Raw the flagship, it's SmackDown. SmackDown got Raw and Cody. Like, come on, man. USA, stop being petty. You're getting a better show. Yeah, it's going to be on Netflix with Raw, but y'all are getting Roman and Cody.
Yeah, you're getting 2 to 3 million viewers every Friday, as opposed to what they normally get with Raw, which is like I think they're getting up is like 1.6, 1.7, but it's damn near double their numbers. So like, why are you upset about this?
Like that's been my whole thing about it, because it's like, yeah, Raw is Raw, but you got to think about it in 2024 terms. Is Raw really Raw? Just like when we were talking about in the chat about LeBron, it's like at some point in time, just like when we were talking about Lashley yesterday, aging out. At some point in time, LeBron is going to age out. That's what essentially is happening with Lashley. At some point in time, like stuff is not going to be. LeBron's not going to be MVP. We already see that. LeBron's not going to be first team All NBA. We're seeing stuff like that. Raw is not going to be Raw. Like in 1999, yeah, Raw was everything, but there wasn't streaming. There was just cable. Now, man, Raw's on Netflix. There's a bunch of other stuff on Netflix too. But when people think about wrestling, they only know essentially one of two people. Currently, they know Cody and they know Roman. Last time I checked, they were on SmackDown.
And then you talk about like the women that like still draw a lot of attention. Like you got Rhea on Raw, sure, but Jade Cargill brings in a ton of eyes. And Bianca. Yeah, so like I feel like you're getting a better product. I don't know, but it is clearly USA just being petty as hell. I agree, 1,000%.
It really is, because it's like we're so used, just from us being seasoned wrestling fans, we're used to seeing wrestling go off at 11:05. And now y'all are like, nope, 11. Not even that, 10:59.
Yeah.
They were like 10:59, 59. Quick.
It's like, why are y'all so damn? Because there's no way that show y'all showing at 11 o'clock at night is getting y'all like a boost out of Raw. There's no way. There's no way. It's impossible.
The only show that's going to get them a boost, and you already know who I'm about to say. You got to get out of jail first before the show can return.
Motherfucking Todd Chrisley. Bring it back.
Get that man out of jail. I was a loyal wife. Hey, Raw knows, USA knows what to do. They know how to do it. I was not a fan of that dude, but because I was too lazy to change the channel, I would sit up there and watch it. And before I knew it, I liked me some Todd Chrisley. So yeah, my dude got to get out of jail. And then
because they would always play it after Raw and after NXT.
Yeah.
So like you would have to, either get up and change the channel every time, or I might have to sit through this episode of Chris before I get up.
Like Todd Chrisley and Miz and Missing.
Oh God, I can't believe I said I miss Miz and Mrs. so much. Oh my God, that was such a fun show.
Todd Chrisley and Miz and Mrs. were the two shows that I steadily. It would be like, oh, this is coming on at the Raw. All right, this is staying on for another hour. Oh, this would be great background news.
Yeah. Oh shit! All right, well, I'm glad you're all right, Kanisha. Holy shit, that's rough. Car accident.
Oh wow, yeah, rush hour traffic. People being stupid. That's why I wasn't even. I didn't even try and go home. I didn't even try and go home. I got off at 4:55, and I'm like, I'm going to the bed.
I told y'all last week I missed an appointment because there were like 3 car wrecks in the middle of a tsunami that we got. Like it was impossible to get out of our neighborhood. Let's get into NXT. For the most part,
it's NXT, but like always, every Tuesday we say this when it's not like a show that we're really hyped about, and then they end up over delivering. So that's what I would expect that tonight.
Oh yeah.
Tonight doesn't look like much, but they're gonna shop it. They are
Marjo. Yeah, I think this is that was Maurice's mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that woman was nuts. I think this is another one of those like look at these women that y'all don't really know about yet and let them shine, because the No Mercy Gauntlet to determine Roxanne is the number 1 contender. We've already pegged the 2 possible choices. It's either Jada Parker or Sol Ruka. Those are the only choices.
It's either if Jada Parker wins, then I was able to convince HBK. If it's Sol Ruka, then HBK told me to go home.
And Julia is wrapping up her last. I think she's just wrapped up her last.
Julia ain't never gonna show up.
Let's look, because every time we're like, yeah, Julia's close. Julia's almost done. Like it's been 5 months. Are you sure she's coming? Are you sure?
She got drafted into our fantasy game. That was in May. It's about to be September. She still ain't showing up. She keeps changing her hairstyle though.
Right. At some point, her and Stephanie Vaquer are gonna have to do something. Like it's
like Stephanie Vaquer apparently is having visa issues. I'm like, why the fuck did y'all
put her on the house show?
Put the signing.
Yep.
Like, why were y'all so quick to grab her if y'all knew she was gonna have visa issues?
Should have had that work out before you signed.
Right, because I feel like now, like they just did that despite AEW, and now AEW is looking at them like, okay, you took her from us, but she ain't wrestling for y'all either.
Can't use her.
Right.
But that gauntlet, so it's Jada Parker, Ren Sinclair, who just recently joined No Quarter Catch Crew, Adriana Rizzo, who is the woman from Tony D's family, Carmen Petrovic, a.k.a. Natalia's former best friend, a.k.a. the Sword Chick, Kendall Gray, the woman with the most just porn star name I've ever seen, and Sol Ruka. And then we got Chase U celebrating their NXT Tag Team title win.
That should be a good time waster.
Yeah. I'll just be watching Fia's crazy eyes and shit.
Right. Just be on the lookout for who interrupts them, so then we'll probably get a hint on who's going to be their new challengers.
Yeah, is it Fraxium or is it going to be somebody different? I kind of hope somebody different. Let's move off of Fraxium. Hank and Tank Walker and Tank Ledger taking on the Good Brothers. That might be fun.
Yeah, that would be good. I wouldn't be shocked if Ildris and what's his face pop up. It sounds like it's been a while. It's time for them to try and get a title shot so they can lose.
Let's see. We got a shot to the Adonis. He's been kind of butting heads with this guy backstage, Dion Lennox, for no reason.
Oh yeah,
because the ladies like Dion, and he tried to like buddy up with him. Dion's like, I like to read, and Ashanti went, "Read? What are you, a nerd? Fight me!" And that's how we got the match.
He was like, I'm not friends with nerds. He's like, all right,
cool. So that's the match. And then Wendy Chu and Lola Vice in a one-on-one match. And then the number one contenders match, which we pretty much all know who's winning this. Yes, NXT title number one contenders match. Joe Hendry versus Wesley versus Pete Dunne.
We know who ain't winning. Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne ain't winning.
Lost yesterday. Shit. He got to spend the whole week of losing. He better not pop up on SmackDown. His ass losing.
Look, all right, Kanisha. The chats, everybody in the chat's a pervert, and 80% of this podcast is too. So just
right.
You have to just deal with that at this point. But
Mike and Kenny are being pervs right now.
1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah, Wes, I think because he already kind of spoiled his No Mercy match is going to be against Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have two matches, and then Dunn. He just got his ass beat. I don't know why he's going to win this one. If he was going to win a match, it should be last night's. Yeah. So why are we going to do Pete Dunne against Ethan Page? That's a weird match to have.
That's why I was that's what irritated me, because I'm like, you've had Pete Dunne. His biggest win is beating Trick. Why couldn't he beat Sheamus on the way to losing to Trick? Because Trick has to get his lick back. You know? They got to have. They're going to make Trick. They're not Trick. They're going to make Pete Dunne lose all this week. And then watch next week, he's going to beat somebody he had no business to beating, just for the sake of the story.
Yeah, it felt like we're finally getting somewhere with Pete Dunne, and now we're back to like, I guess I don't really want to do anything with him. You know, I guess we're not doing anything. Joe Hendry's clearly winning this just because that's the only real option. So, we're probably going to get Josh Alexander showing up at No Mercy, maybe, because he's antagonizing Hendry, and then that's his former tag partner, Ethan Page. Like you said, it's an NXT card, but 9 times out of 10 when that happens, we usually end up loving the show. So
right. They'll shock us with some pre-tape stuff that hasn't been announced yet, or they'll have somebody pop up that we're not expecting. TNA gonna have to do some heavy lifting like usual, because it ain't about to be the NXT talents that do it.
Yeah, it's Joe better win. Honestly, yeah, Joe better win this. Yeah, because I don't know what the point of either other option is.
Joe better win. Wendy Chu better do something. Like, they better
do
something. She can't just be fighting Lola Vice
and
then losing. Like, no. Wendy Chu, she's basically like Pete Dunne. There has to be a reason for her. Make her worth it. Make her matter.
And if not, then what are we doing?
Right.
That's going to be for us today. There wasn't any other big news to discuss, really. So we're going to be back. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about NXT and preview Dynamite as we're heading. This weekend is All In, right? All In's this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend is All In. And I think next week is Bash at Berlin. And then after that, we can get a break. So then I guess at that point, then we'll be able to do the quiz show. I ain't in no rush to do the quiz show.
And I think next week is also the TNA show, so we might have two predictions next week.
Yeah, TNA is next week. I keep forgetting that, and I'm supposed to be going. I ain't bought tickets yet, so that's why I keep forgetting. Once I buy the tickets, I'm gonna be remembering. I'm wasting no money.
Yeah. Once you spend the money, you're not gonna forget a damn thing about it.
Right.
And No Mercy, Jesus Christ, that's gonna be a tough one. Good luck, Cookies, brother. If you survive this weekend, I don't see that lasting much longer than that. Shit. I'm probably gonna win this weekend just to lose it at some point. That's usually how it works for me. I'll win it one weekend, and then the next weekend is a multiple show weekend. Every damn time. But folks, thanks for following along with us today. You can follow us at facebook.com/underringpod and twitch.tv/underringpod. You can also get us at Linktree and fingertip.com/underringpod. Get there, go follow us, get our, if you follow us on Facebook and Twitch, you're gonna know when we go live. We go live Monday through Thursday, sometimes on Saturdays, depending on what, whatever we're watching. You can get us at our links. I'm at Greg Bush SK over on Twitter. You can find Kenny. Oh, yeah. Kenny at Rockers44 and Mike at Mr. Freshbeard today, both celebrating their birthdays. Happy birthday, boys. Happy birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Hope y'all had a chance to get out and have a good time and Mike, I know, is dealing with kids again.
Mike got off. He off work, so he definitely celebrating his birthday now. Happy 33rd to him.
And then Kenny's, 87 years old. But,
right, Kenny out here 133. Mike 33, Kenny 133.
You can find our Are You Having Serious currently quiz champion and the forever IC champion himself, Matty Raines, at The Right Answer. You get Tito, our street team captain, and our current predictions champion at Borea Maliente. And last but not least, our good friend and local news correspondent, Justin Devontae Baxley. Folks, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Talk about anything that happens tonight. Dynamite. Hope nothing stupid happens over the next 24 hours, but we'll see.
Then stay on your best behavior.
As always, do the dawn.
I'll do the dawn, y'all.
Well, Reggie, I didn't know you were a vampire either. Shit. Peace, y'all.